a moment where our democracy really is under attack and under threat.
Huh. If only someone would have warned us about that in multiple books, including the latest one, They Want to Kill Americans, about the Trump insurgency. Oh, let's just talk to him. Yeah, he's only one man, but he's currently in Ukraine trying to save democracy while he saves democracy here in America. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon or evening it is for me. Evening.
You know what? You are a man now because you're a little busy of few but really pithy tweets, and yours was just hashtag Benedict Donald. That's it. That's the tweet. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. No more need be said. I mean, we talked about his treason back with Trump, Russia, and this is on top of that and trying to overthrow the United States government. I just can't even. I sometimes think of you and how you process this with as much as you already know and have warned us about.
You know, it does get a little frustrating when you consider that I've written 4 books about it. You know, it's unfortunately this current book, the new book, They Want to Kill Americans, is going to be a seminal work. And it's going to be a seminal work for the wrong, horrible reasons. I was on Michael Steele's podcast, whom we all love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, he said, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for these people to stop talking, acting, and behaving the way they are? And unfortunately, it's going to take a mass murder event, a situation where these armed insurgents go too far and they carry out an act of terrorism the way Timothy McVeigh did. But, we're in a world where in the Republican Party, a person like Timothy McVeigh would be offered an internship, for Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah. We are in a place where extremism, terrorism, and threat of violence is a standard now that is expected from their political class.
Malcolm, you famously were a Republican. You were sort of Colin Powell Republican. What do you make of what a lot of people are calling the death of the Republican Party yesterday in Wyoming? I mean, Liz Cheney, as was expected, lost big.
Yeah, by 40 points, according to Joe Walsh was saying. This wasn't just a loss. This was a loss by 40 points. Her name became completely radioactive. Mm-hmm. There is no Republican Party. That is just a word that they bandy about now. This is the Trump Party. And, a few years ago, there was a lot of talk about him changing the name and, changing the symbol to a lion and calling it the Trump Party. And, I would think that it would actually be, it would be in his interest to go ahead and do that, so that we clarify that there are no Republicans anymore. When I was a Republican way back when, we were just to the upper right quadrant of the XY axis, Colin Powell and I, God bless him, in heaven, we're so far down to the far left. Now, Ronald Reagan would be considered a, Joe Manchin liberal.
Yeah.
Progressive. So what's happened to that party is that it is completely disintegrated. And it's become a cult of one individual.
Yeah.
And I write extensively in the book that these people have said numerous times, hundreds of times, they are willing to kill for him.